Welcome to our video. Can we really trust the climate experts? How politics influences science. In today's discussion, we'll explore the complex interplay between science and politics, examining issues like political funding of research and potential conflicts of interest that can shape climate narratives. We'll also look at how media representation can distort public perception, the difference between scientific consensus and public opinion, and the impact of advocacy groups and misinformation campaigns on climate policy decisions. Join us as we delve into these critical topics to better understand the trustworthiness of climate expertise in a politically charged environment. 1. Political funding of research. Climate research is a field that often finds itself entangled with political interests, primarily due to its reliance on government funding. Governments allocate resources to research projects that align with their policy goals, which can inevitably influence the direction and outcomes of studies. For instance, a government that prioritizes economic growth over environmental concerns might fund research that downplays the negative impacts of climate change. This scenario raises questions about the objectivity of the research findings. Researchers may feel pressured to produce results that align with the expectations of their funders, consciously or subconsciously altering their methodologies or interpretations. This dynamic creates a challenging environment where the pursuit of unbiased scientific knowledge can be compromised by the need for financial support. 2. Conflicts of interest. Conflicts of interest pose a significant challenge to the credibility of climate experts. Some researchers and scientists have ties to industries or organizations that stand to benefit from specific climate policies. For example, an expert affiliated with the fossil fuel industry might downplay the role of carbon emissions in climate change. These affiliations can cast doubt on the impartiality of their research and recommendations. The perception of bias, even if unfounded, can erode public trust in scientific findings. It's crucial for climate experts to disclose any potential conflicts of interest transparently. This transparency allows the public to assess the credibility of the information presented and make informed decisions about the validity of the research. 3. Media representation. The media plays a pivotal role in shaping public perception of climate science, but its portrayal of the subject is often influenced by political agendas. News outlets may selectively report on climate studies, emphasizing findings that align with their political stance while downplaying or ignoring others. This selective reporting can lead to misinformation and confusion among the public. For instance, media outlets with ties to industries resistant to climate action might cast doubt on the validity of scientific consensus. The result is a fragmented understanding of climate science, where the public is left to navigate a landscape of conflicting narratives. This situation underscores the need for media literacy and critical thinking skills among the public to discern fact from opinion. 4. Scientific consensus versus public opinion. There is a broad scientific consensus on the reality of climate change, with the vast majority of climate scientists agreeing on its human-induced nature. However, public opinion often diverges from this consensus, influenced by political narratives that contradict scientific findings. Political leaders and influencers may downplay the urgency of climate action, swaying public opinion away from evidence-based understanding. This disconnect between scientific consensus and public opinion can hinder efforts to address climate change effectively. The challenge lies in bridging this gap, ensuring that scientific knowledge is communicated clearly and persuasively to the public. Building trust between scientists and the public is essential to aligning public opinion with scientific realities. 5. Climate policy decisions. Climate policy decisions are often shaped by political motivations that may prioritize economic interests over scientific recommendations. Policymakers face the delicate task of balancing environmental concerns with economic growth and development. In some cases, short-term economic gains are prioritized over long-term environmental sustainability. This prioritization can lead to policies that fail to address the root causes of climate change, undermining efforts to mitigate its impacts. The influence of powerful industries and lobbyists further complicates the policymaking process, as they may exert pressure to shape policies in their favor. Ensuring that climate policy decisions are informed by scientific evidence rather than political expediency is a critical challenge facing governments worldwide. 6. Misinformation campaigns. Misinformation campaigns pose a significant obstacle to public understanding of climate science. These campaigns are often organized and funded by interests opposed to climate action, such as fossil fuel industries. They aim to sow doubt and confusion about the science of climate change, undermining public trust in scientific findings. Tactics include spreading misleading information, cherry-picking data, or promoting fringe theories that contradict the scientific consensus. These efforts can be highly effective, leading to skepticism and inaction among the public. Combating misinformation requires a concerted effort from scientists, educators, and the media to provide accurate and accessible information about climate change. 7. The role of advocacy groups. Advocacy groups play a significant role in shaping climate policies, often pushing narratives that align with their agendas. These groups can range from environmental organizations advocating for aggressive climate action to industry-backed organizations resisting regulatory changes. Advocacy groups can influence public opinion, mobilize grassroots support, and lobby policymakers to advance their interests. While they can be powerful allies in the fight against climate change, their involvement can also complicate the policymaking process. Policymakers must navigate the competing interests of different advocacy groups, balancing their influence with scientific evidence to craft effective climate policies. The challenge lies in ensuring that advocacy efforts contribute to informed decision-making rather than political polarization.